Budgets on the brink and bills on the rise, but will it get better? Well, it depends on who you ask. The University of Michigan has surveyed consumers since the 1940s.
The survey tracks how people are doing financially and where they see the economy going. The latest results show consumer sentiment at a new decade low. People say inflation makes it feel like they are getting pay cuts. 7 Action News reporter Kim Russo has what you need to know to make the best decisions for your money.
Guernsey Farms Dairy in Northville has been in business 83 years strong. As a multi-generational family business, its story reflects our region's history and economy. I spoke to the grandson of founder John McGuire, Joe Kinville.
His first job out of high school was for his neighbor, splitting wood from sunup to sundown, and he made 75 cents a day. And he was very happy with that.
So there's been a bit of inflation when it comes to wages.
There certainly has.
Here at Guernsey Farms Dairy, they have one of the old menus. They say they're not sure how old it is, maybe about 50 years old. You can see a cheeseburger at that point in time was about 30 cents. Now it's going to cost you 12 bucks, although it's probably a bigger burger. We talked to people dining here about how they're feeling about the inflation they're witnessing right now in our economy.
I'm just thinking I have to just keep working a little longer, which I just turned 71.
Keith Schilling and his wife Terry say they feel pessimistic, concerned inflation will continue to dramatically increase expenses.
I think it's going to go high.
At the next table, I approached a wonderful surprise.
We all love meeting our former students. It's so neat.
I saw your face and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. Thank you. This has just made my day. I had the joy of seeing 3 teachers from my time at South Lyon Middle School out to lunch together. They are all retired, on fixed incomes, and concerned about inflation.
I went shopping yesterday for fruits and vegetables, no meat, and it was $85. It's going to hurt a lot of people, especially people like us.
One of my huge concerns is the price of the homes. I have 4 grandchildren in their 20s, 2 of them actively looking for their first home. They can't afford it.
They're not alone. The University of Michigan every month surveys consumers to track how people feel the economy is and believe it will be. This is a look at the trends. The index of consumer expectations dropped to 54.3 this month. That's a 31.9% decrease from a year ago, as people expect their financial situation to get worse due to inflation. But check this out. They asked those surveyed whether they're Republican, Democrat, or Independent. And as you can see, the index shows Republicans are much more pessimistic and Democrats much more optimistic.
It is true that both Democrats and Republicans hold expectations that are off the mark, and they both suffer from a lessened ability to plan their future spending in line with their income.
Professor Richard Curtin, who collects the data, told me on the phone independents tend to have expectations for inflation more in line with the projections economists have as they look at the numbers.
Oh, it's a dangerous time to be a economic forecaster.
Stephen Miller is director of the Center for Economic Analysis at Michigan State University.
Midterm, we expect the Federal Reserve to be pretty aggressive in fighting inflation here in the U.S. We expect that to have an impact on the growth of inflation. Right now, it's hovering around 6%. Most projections put 2022, the full of 2022, around 4% overall.
You know, it's a prop for the story. That's why I have to get this. Back at Guernsey's, owners hope inflation doesn't milk our money of value. I have the Toffee Tornado ice cream on the bottom and the Michigan 2A ice cream from Guernsey on the top because we're in a tornado of inflation and it could go one of 2 ways. The bottom line is try to keep partisanship out of it if you're trying to plan for your financial future as accurately as possible. Kim Russell, 7 Action News.